girls. Oh, you're both laying down.
Aw.
Hi, Dita. Come here, sweetheart. Come here, Dita.
They just come right over like.
This is the older one. This is Deirdre. And Lily's blind. She's a year old, which is why she's not as filled out as Deirdre. You know, she's like a gangly teenager right now. See, Lily takes her cues from Deirdre. She can't see you. She doesn't know you're here. She might be able to smell you soon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She'd probably smell me, huh?
Whoa, she heard you. She's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Can you summarize again how you found them and how you came to have them?
Well, I'm a wildlife rehabilitator, so people call me when they find wildlife that's in distress. And she was like hours old. Her mother got hit by a car right down the road here. It was actually on farm property. And some boys found her standing next to the body. And so she was very, very small. She fit into, well, she didn't even fit into a Chihuahua jacket when she was little. And she needed like some intensive care because she'd been, you know, alone for a while. Her mother had been dead for I don't know how long, but so it was like instant bonding. As soon as she saw me, it was just like, and that was it, you know. I mean, usually you take precautions to not, deer especially, bond to humans really easily. So usually you take precautions, but there was no precautions I could have taken with her, you know. It was just instant. And I've tried a couple times to do what they call a soft release with her, and she's just never been ready. She's never was wild, so, you know, really. So she just was never ready to be released. And this girl came to me last fall. My neighbor saw her wandering for a couple of days in the road. She was afraid she was going to get hit, and she was about 3 months old. She still had spots, and I went down and got her, and I isolated her from Deirdre because I didn't know what was wrong with her. But she had what ended up, her mother probably got hit on the thruway, which is right over here, and ended up, she had a nutritional deficiency. The vet came out because I noticed when she started feeling a little better, she started crashing into things. She was running into me, she was running into the walls, and she was really scared. So the vet came out and had a look at her, and we figured a thiamine deficiency causes their brain to swell, and normally they manufacture thiamine in their stomach. But with her drastic diet change, because she lost her mother, we figured that's what happened. So after we did some B1 injections, which is thiamine, she started improving. And so there was a 50-50 chance that her sight would come back, actually. So I gave her some time to see if it would, and it didn't, obviously. So that's when I realized that I was going to have to, you know, do something different and need a different license, especially for her. So, well, I was denied a license to possess for educational purposes for these deer, and that would be a license that I would be able to use to save their lives, basically. And I am a teacher. I'm trained as a classroom teacher, and I did classroom teaching for a while. I work with clients one-on-one with my horses, and so when my clients come here, they're really inspired by the idea that this deer takes care of the other deer who's actually has a disability. And the other deer is thriving. She's doing really well, even though she can't see. So, you know, I think that's a heartwarming story, and I think that I think they were wrong in denying my license to possess. I think it was arbitrary and capricious, and that's what the lawsuit's about. That's what the Article 78 is about. It's not really a lawsuit. It's asking the judge to decide if it was arbitrary and capricious that they denied me, because other rehabilitators have this license. You know, I know of several right around here who have non-releasable animals that they're allowed a license to possess for educational purposes.
There was a paperwork issue you mentioned.
There was a paperwork issue because I had a head injury in 2012. I had been trying to release her, soft release her, and then after the head injury, you know, everything got put on the back burner because, you know, I was having some word salad issues and, you know, organizational issues. And so now I'm 100% again, you know. And so things got put on the back burner for her, and it just was a delay in applying for the paperwork for her. But, you know, I mean, they're trying to make me out like I'm some kind of heinous criminal because I didn't apply for her as soon as they thought I should have, so.
You have a concern as well, like especially the blind one. If you just released, is it a her? If you just released her. They
didn't give me a choice to release her. They want her euthanized, or I should surrender her and they would do it. Because she shouldn't be released. You know, she could never function out in the wild anymore, which is why she's here, and she's safe and protected here. And even if you moved her to another facility where another, you know, person had a license to possess, if she got put in a herd situation, she might be bullied. because of her infirmity, and if she would be traumatized, first of all, by being moved. She'd have to be put in a trailer, you know, and moved, and then she would be traumatized by not knowing where she was. You know, at least here she has Deidre, and she knows where everything is now here.
McGinley has 2 other fawns that she's caring for at home, but she does plan to release them in the coming weeks.
One was mother got hit by a car. They found the body in the ditch across the road, and he was in really bad shape. He needed subcutaneous fluids, needed to be taught how to nurse, and then the little doe fawn was brought to me by a lady out of Buckville, whose mother, they saw her mother get hit by a car, and the doe made it into the field across the street from their house, and then all night they heard the fawn, you know, bleeding, like for her mother. So then she had some friends, and they went and swept the field, you know, and they found her, and then she brought her to me.
And they will be released once.
Oh yeah, they'll be released this fall. In fact, they're almost weaned. They're still getting 1 bottle a day, but now they're eating milk pellets and also deer chow and greenery when they go outside. So yeah, they'll be fine. I'm not worried about them.